Interestingly enough here, the policyholder hired us after his insurance company denied the claim. It's a rental property. And in the lease, which is pretty common, there was language that gave the tenant the responsibility to maintain heat at all times. And so when you have damage to your home that's caused by burst pipe, frozen pipe, water caused by freezing, you have two conditions that you have to meet. One, the property has to either be winterized, which if the property was thoroughly winterized, it probably wouldn't have frozen, right? Or two, you have to exercise reasonable means to maintain heat or make sure that heat is maintained in the house. So in this particular case, the house was a rental property. It was in the insured's lease that the tenant was responsible to maintain heat. In fact, they didn't. And so the pipe froze. So he called the insurance company. Insurance company said produce some heat records. He couldn't, and they denied the claim. So he called us, we got involved, and we pointed out to the carrier that in fact, it is within the insured's right to delegate the responsibility to maintain utilities and heat onto his tenant. He did. The tenant was occupying the property. He had every reason to believe that heat was maintained. He wasn't advised otherwise. And in fact, also there's actually pretty well settled case law in Connecticut that supports that argument. In any event, the insurance company came around, and now thanks to us, they're going to agree to pay this claim. So here's another example of the water on the walls. And again, our handy dandy moisture meter. As you'll see, it's all wet. I'm going to show you the same thing on the floor, where you can see this section of floor actually, surprisingly, is not all that wet. So I'm going to go to a section of hardwood floor that I know is wet. So there we go. Again, there's a section of the hardwood floor. He's got his tile floor. Again, similarly wet. And so what's going to happen here is the majority of this first floor is going to be gutted. And then obviously up on the second floor, I'll show you downstairs real quick in the basement. This is his basement family room. You can see ceiling tiles will all come down, and this room is just saturated. It is still saturated. All right, so in any event, moral of the story, insurance company is not on your side. And again, this is a case where the guy has a claim that should have been covered. He called his insurance company. They should have done the right thing. They didn't. They denied his claim. That's why he called us. If he had called us first, this would have been done a long time ago. Anyway, we're on the job now. Got to go. Time to get to work.